Black women should not date broke men. You shouldn't date them. I don't think you should be friends with them. I don't think you should talk to them. I actually think you should ostracize them. You should stay far away from them. But I want to get into this topic here. Now we go get into the topic here about why Black women specifically cannot afford to date broke men. Let me play a video though, just a video, mind you, the first 3 or 4 minutes of this video. Yeah, I'm gonna play the first 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes of, and mind you, this video is on 50-50. To me, a man who needs you to go 50-50 is broke. To me, that's what he is. He's broke. To me, no man who actually got money, no high value man is sitting up talking about 50-50. If you are talking about 50-50, you are broke. That's why I'm including this 50-50 discussion. You're broke if you 50-50. You're a broke man. Don't deal with a 50-50 man either. Now, I want to show y'all what this channel is called. This man is a doctor of psychology. It's called Psych Hacks. He introduces himself as a doctor, I would presume, of psychology. And he came and did this video on why 50-50 relationships don't work. Why they don't work. Let's listen to it, and I'll speed it up a little bit.
Today's short talk is why 50-50 relationships don't work. Okay, so this is a very common belief that is prevalent in Western society, namely that relationships between men and women should be 50-50. It's equal, people get as much as they give, and it creates the basis for a fulfilling and sustainable long-term relationship. Right? Well, while this might sound good, it doesn't really work in practice for a whole host of reasons. Over the next 8 minutes, I will explain one of these reasons to you. Here we go. At least when it comes to their sexual relationships, assuming they are in a relationship with a man they are attracted to, the vast majority of women do not have a problem with an unequal split, provided that it favors her. I don't know any woman who would continue to work for the next 40 years on purely ideological grounds if her husband were willing to completely bankroll her lifestyle. And I don't see anything wrong with that. They might not all express gratitude, but they probably wouldn't balk at the arrangement. Now, would most women have a problem with a 90-10 split, or an 80-20 split, or a 70-30 split, which I personally think is the best arrangement, or even a 60-40 split? However, we're really getting to a woman's limit when we hit that 50-50 split. And we know that because there are very few women who would feel good about even a 40-60 split if they're the ones assuming the majority of the expenses and responsibilities. Do you see? What that means is that for the majority of women, 50-50 is the furthest they're willing to go. 50-50 is a stretch. They're not signing up for relationships where they assume the majority of the expense and responsibility. 50-50 is their limit.
And when he says women, he's talking about white women, because Black women are actually the queens of 50-50 and being providers of men. Just a statistical fact. So when he says women are unwilling to go 50-50, he is talking about primarily white women. Primarily non-Black women is what he's talking about, because Black women do go 50-50. If you look at the stats, Black women are going way more than 50-50. Black women are actually statistically the single group of women who are most likely to be the provider in their relationship. So when he talk about this 50-50, he's not talking about Black women. I want y'all to know that. He is not talking about Black women. Black women will go 50-50 with black men. Black women will go so far as to be the providers of men in the home.
Now, let's put that aside for the moment and approach the idea of equality from the perspective of men. If I were to ask 100 men what it would look like to fairly distribute expenses and responsibilities between two people, I guarantee that 100 out of those 100 men would answer, you split them 50-50. That's because 50-50 is the fucking definition of equality. Do you see? However, in reality, men have largely resigned themselves to assuming a greater share of the expenses and responsibilities in relationships with women. Not because it's fair, not because it's equal, but because that's just sort of the cost of doing business. And as Eddie Murphy said, there's no romance without finance. One way or the other, you got to pay to play. Now, before I go any further, if you're liking what you're hearing, please consider sending this video to someone who might benefit from its message, because it's word of mouth referrals like this that really help to make the channel grow. And you can also hit the super thanks button and tip me in proportion to the value you do. So now we're well positioned to understand why 50-50 relationships between men and women don't work in practice. It's very simple. 50-50 is where men start. On the other hand, 50-50 is where women end up. Like, there are women who are willing to do 50-50, but they are outnumbered by the number of women who would be happy with an 80-20 split. And there are men willing to do 80-20, but they are outnumbered by the men who would be happy with a 50-50 split. In a 50-50 split, the woman is giving the most she is willing to give with respect to the relationship, while the man is giving the least he is practically willing to give with respect to the relationship. If a car were being sold...
Okay, I hope y'all heard that point. So when men say they want to go 50-50, it is because they can contributing less. And if they're contributing less, do you think that increases or decreases the amount that you're contributing? Again, I'm going to say it. If men going 50-50 or proposing 50-50 takes less of a burden from him, which it does, it means he's contributing less. If you do 50-50, that automatically means as the woman, you do more. That means you increase what you give. He's decreasing, you're increasing. Why? Because he's still going to have misogyny and patriarchy built up into his mind. He's going to think you should cook, clean, take care of the kids, and take care of him, in addition to paying half of his burden. So to me, a 50-50 man is a broke man. Have I dated men and gone 50-50? Yes. Will I do it again? No. Why? Because these men's minds are not what they're telling you they're going to be. If you go 50-50 with a man, he is going to hate on you. He's going to hate on you. He's not going to see you as a woman. He's going to see you as his competition. He will see you as his competition. This is what happened to me each and every time I was in a 50-50 situation with a man. Number one, I ended up being the provider because the black man ain't even gonna pay 50-50. He not. And these bandits are telling you they want to go 50-50 so that they can trick you into a provider position. 50-50 for black women is you providing. They're only pretending they're going to contribute something, but they're really not. The time that I got evicted, it was because I was going 50-50 with a man. Was he bringing his 50% of the... No, he wasn't upholding his 50%. He wasn't upholding his 50%. And since we were on a joint lease, and my name was on the lease too, guess what happened? Guess what? If he didn't have his 50%, guess who had to do 100% and basically be a provider? Me. So whichever woman is going 50-50 with that black man, you're going to be the provider very quickly. It's going to very quickly turn into you being a provider. Do not do it. You're not building with a man and you're going 50-50 with him. That's not you building. That's you giving welfare to a man. You are giving welfare to a man. If you choose a broke bandit, since they telling you to only choose a light bill man, a 50-50 man, what have you, You choose that man because the community, specifically Umar Johnson, is telling you to. You choose that man, you have a kid, and that man can now not provide for the child. Now what's going to happen? Because that man can't provide for the child. So what is the community going to tell you if you complain about the fact that the man that you chose in a 50-50 relationship cannot provide for a child? What do you think the community is going to tell you when you complain? They go tell you you should have chose better. They go tell you, well, it's your fault because you chose a man who couldn't afford to provide for you, so obviously he couldn't provide for a kid. They're going to tell you it's your fault. Yep, they're going to say you should have chose better. You knew he wasn't in a position to be a provider, so why did you choose him? When they tell you to pick these broke men, they are perpetuating an already existing dynamic. What Black men are saying is, can we keep this dynamic going so that I don't have to do anything? I can still have access to you. I never have to live up to any additional standards. I don't have to go do anything for myself. I don't have to elevate. I want to continue to nest in this janky position where you do everything for me. Coco Burrell said most Black men cannot provide 100%. Then you should not be with him. Then you shouldn't be with them. You should relegate them as broke and incapable of providing for a family, and you should skip him up. You are in an economy now where your ability to make money is quickly declining, but the price of everything is increasing. Why would you be with a broke man in this economy? Number one, he should not be broke. He has male privilege. Do I have sympathy for broke or underpaid men? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yes, I will tell you that you need to go pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Why? Because you got male privilege at the expense of my oppression as a woman. So therefore, I'm not listening to you complain to me that you ain't making enough money. You need to go figure out how to make enough money in this patriarchy then. That's what you need to go do. You need to figure out how to monetize your male privilege then. That's what I'm going to tell them. Go monetize your male privilege. Because if you are in a patriarchy and you are a male, I don't want to hear a damn thing about you can't make no money. Okay, then you haven't monetized your male privilege then. And I'm going to need you to go monetize your male privilege. Because you're not going to sit up in my face talking about how you a man, therefore you get paid more, but then say I need 50-50. Why do you need 50-50? You make more than me just by being a man. I'm not about to give you no welfare. I'll be single. I'll spend the rest of my life single before I go 50-50 with another man. That's what I do know. That's what I do know. Your ability to make money is declining while the price of everything is increasing. You as a Black woman, you literally cannot afford to be with a broke man. And no, if you accept the broke man, he ain't gonna elevate. Let's listen to some foolishness from Umar Johnson, because he is one of the progenitors of a message that you should take broke men. And if you dumb enough to listen to what Umar Johnson is saying, if you dumb enough to take relationship advice for him, then that's on you. But listen to this.
You met a man who made half of what you made, or a third of what you made. You had a financial vision of an empire, a business, some sort of an entrepreneurial undertaking, and he needed you to help invest in his dream. And he gave you a definitive timeline. If you invest in me, I promise you what I'm going to build will equal where you are. Would you have a problem investing in him? Let's say he needed $700 a month to help fuel this dream.
He's not looking for love, he's looking for a loan. You don't need a partner, you need a loan officer.
Right. Okay, listen. Don't take nobody on a vision. A vision and a real life manifestation are not the same thing. I'm gonna need you to take your vision, go manifest it, and then come back and hit me up. I'm not giving you $700. These are men, black men, who will literally sit up and tell you the net worth of a black woman is $5. Why are you asking her to invest in you monetarily? You either got it like that or you don't. Why are you running around calling yourself high value men, but then getting in videos asking women for $700 based on your vision? I don't give a damn about your vision. You can have whatever. A black man always got a vision. He always got a vision, but ain't never got no money or no manifestation. I don't want the vision. I want the manifestation. And black women, you need to stop letting them tell you that you're wrong for wanting this man to show you that he can do something. You will have to show me by doing it. I'm going to need you to go out and manifest some money. I need you to go out and manifest some money. You just going to have to. Because if I'm, as a black woman, I'm double oppressed. I'm oppressed because of my blackness, and I'm oppressed because I'm a woman. You got male privilege. I don't want to hear a damn thing about you not being able to make money in a patriarchy with your male privilege. You said we only had a net worth of $5. Why are you asking the women with the lowest net worth to give you welfare? They want you to be their welfare system. Because if he got that strong of a vision, and you got a definitive date, like the woman said, take it to Chase Bank and ask for a business loan then. If all you need is $700, I'm pretty sure Chase, Wells Fargo, US Bank, whatever credit union, they'll loan it to you. Take your business plan to them. If you so sure about your business plan, take it to a bank then. If your vision is so solid, go ask the bank to fund it in the form of a small business loan then. You don't need to ever approach a woman talking about, I need $700. Can you invest in me? I need you to go ask Chase Bank. Because if your vision is that good, then surely you can get that loan officer in the bank to invest in your vision. But don't sit up in front of me and say, will you invest in me? Absolutely not. Did you invest in me? I can tell y'all with 100% certainty, no man has helped me get to where I am. No man has helped me get $1. No man has invested zero money in Sin's business visions. Not one of them. And I ain't asked him to either. But you can best believe ain't no male running around in this patriarchy. You ain't about to ask me to invest in your damn vision. Go ask Chase Bank. That's what they for. You got all these banks out here who got a higher net worth than $5. Why are you asking me to invest in you? Coco said if he can only pay a light bill, that's okay, Tyler Perry. Yeah, no. Let me ask you a question. How likely is it that a man who can only pay the light bill, when first of all, he has other needs? So the first question is, if he can pay the light bill, if all he can pay is the light bill, who's going to pay for his shelter? Who's going to pay for his clothing? Who's going to pay for his transportation? Who's going to pay for his food? Who's going to pay for his medical expenses? If he can only pay the light bill, are you providing all of his other necessities to him? Exactly, men. They need to go to Shark Tank and The Apprentice or hit up another black male that have the higher net. Ain't no damn way you sitting over here talking about black women only got a net worth of $5, but you ask, what you want, $250 of my $5? That's what you want? You want $2.50 out of my $5 net worth. That's what you want. That sounds like a parasite to me. Black Woman Strong said my light bill was $100 this month. Again, if this man can only pay a light bill, that means he is looking for someone to sponsor him. Why do all these leader alpha males, high value men, why do they need so much female sponsorship? Why do you need so much welfare from women? Because black men set up and said welfare destroyed families, but you have no problem sitting up asking black women for welfare, though. I want black women to listen to something. If this man can only pay the light bill, then not only are you going to take care of him, But you also go take care of any child by yourself that is born as a product of that union with that broke man that you already knew couldn't provide for himself. You knew this man couldn't provide for himself. Why are you expecting him to provide for a child? No, he came to you with only enough money for a light bill because he needed all his other needs met that he couldn't meet on his own. And then what do you think is going to happen when you got this broke male in here who thinks he's your leader, who thinks he's superior to you because patriarchy told him that he is, but he can't make money and you could, even though he got male privilege? What do you think that's going to do? I can tell you from personal experience what it's going to do. It's going to turn that man into your competitor. He going to start hating on you. He going to start trying to bring your self-esteem down to where his is because you already elevated above him if you providing for him. So now he got to bring you down to his level. So that means verbal abuse, physical abuse, cheating, weaponizing other women, having hood rats on your phone. Because yeah, you the provider, but you still need to know your place as a woman. And he gonna be there to put you in your place. He gonna stop paying 50-50. He gonna stop paying that light bill. He's gonna stop paying that light bill and he gonna start using you and draining you. No, he ain't gonna love you because he's too busy seeing you as his competition. That's why. Men don't like competition if you haven't noticed. Men don't like competition of any form if you have not noticed. And nor do they like anybody that they have to compete with. In fact, the other black men that they have to compete with are the same black men that they're killing because they don't like no competition. So they'll just kill them. The only thing that man is going to turn to is a bigger oppressor, and you just go have them living up in your house, eating your food, increasing your light bill, because the bill is going to increase because you got another person in there now using more resources. So your light bill is about to be a lot higher than it was when you were just taking care of yourself, because now you got this needy ass bum in here who can only pay a light bill. I don't know why his dumb ass ain't in the unemployment office. I don't know why he's not at a community college getting a trade. I don't know why he ain't doing that. Why is he sitting up in your face and saying he can only pay the light bill? All you can bring to me is the fact that you can only pay a light bill. Get your broke ass out my face. Look at this woman, because they sit up here and tell you that, oh, just invest in him and he will at some point actualize, even though every piece of data says he won't. If you actually do the research and see, do men elevate when women accept them at their lowest point? No, they don't elevate. They stay at their lowest point. Because you've already shown him that you're okay with the nothing that he's contributing. If you accept the light bill man, all you're going to get is the light bill man. The light bill man is not about to turn into a 100% provider. He is not. Look at this woman, black woman. She said, okay, so my boyfriend literally has no ambition and it's annoying me. We live together because he needs a roof on his head. So you already know if they live together, she providing. This is really what you're going to get if you deal with a broke man. We live together and right now he makes $19 an hour. I make $26 an hour, meaning that he is less educated than her. That means he's less educated and he's less qualified. If she's making $7 more per hour than him, it is because he is less qualified, he is less educated. So we already know she's the provider and she's dating down. This is what she's doing. I make $26 an hour and he's been talking about wanting higher pay. So I've been helping him with applications. Don't ever date no man who needs you to help him with a job application. That is a child, not a man. Do you think she needed him to help her with her resume and her application? This man want to make more money, but he doesn't even know how to fill out the application, which tells you he is uneducated. He's uneducated. That's what that means. Because again, he can't even fill out an application. He got 3 interviews so far of jobs paying $30 an hour and won't go to an interview. But Tyler Perry and Umar Johnson said, if you just invest in him, if you accept him at his lowest and help him build, then he will just actualize, even though he's an alpha male leader who God made in his image and made to control you. Even though God made you, the man in his image, even though you're weaker than him, even though you're inferior to him, you still need to uplift him and let him be the leader. Even though he can't even fill out a job application, you still need to let him be a leader. I don't know how y'all sign up for this. I don't. Do y'all want to know why he doesn't really want to work and get paid more? Because if he makes $30 an hour, her expectation of what he does is going to increase. Yeah, he's a whole dependent. He's a whole dependent. She said, what should I do? Y'all might think I'm dramatic, but I'm considering leaving him. I love him, I do, but lack of ambition is a deal breaker for me. Then you need to leave. Because if she accepted a $19 an hour man, he's trying to stay there. He's trying to stay there because she already accepted him. Why would he elevate when you already accepted me here? You accepted me right here, so why would I go here when you said here is okay? That's what women don't get. This woman, with her actions, she said $19 an hour is okay, even though I make 26. You said here was okay, so don't expect me to go here. Here is where I want to be. Here is what you signed up for. You signed up for a man making $19 an hour. That's where he wants to stay. Most men, if you accept them here, this is exactly what you go get. I want you to do the research. Stop listening to these men and do the research. Do the research and look up studies and see how often it is a man will elevate if you accept him at a low level. No, he's going to stay there. If you accept him, if you give him access while he is at a low level, he will stay there. You been accepting black men, have they elevated? No, because there's no need to. You already showed him that you will accept nothing. So they don't want to give you anything. They want to find ways where you will continue to give them more. They've been taking, they want to continue to take. This is why black men refuse to budge from their NAD position, because you said it's okay. Yeah, you said it's okay. If you do not want a man who is making a low wage, don't accept one. He's not going to go from low wage to high wage. And statistically, if he do, the minute he elevates and make more money, he's leaving you. He's going to leave you. He's not going to stay once he elevates. He's going to leave and he's going to go get with a woman that required him to already have it. That's the phenomena of the starter wife that black women always find themselves in, because you will tolerate less, other women won't. This is why they will use you, and the minute they build themselves up, they leave and go to a group of women who would not tolerate them while they're broke. Because those women said, absolutely not. I'm not your ride or die. If you ain't got no money, ain't no point in me dating you. I agree. You're not going to have a happy life with a broke man. You fantasizing if you think you are. You're not about to have a happy life with a broke man. Yeah.